Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me okay? I hope so. Good to see everybody. Argumentative selective mute. What's up? Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Carol says, thank goodness something to do, right? That's how I'm feeling right now. We're going live for real later, though. If you guys want to hang out, talk some true crime. What's up, Copper? Good evening. Yeah, I just grabbed some really nice photos of the bridge. The way it used to look, natural before it was tainted. I'm not quite sure what this wood is right here. It's kind of just hanging there. Is that another support? Oh, that must be like extra support there. Sure they redid that. Hey, Rescue. Indie Pam, what's up? SP74, how are you? Phil, how are you, Phil? There's Jill. Renee Days. I like that. Good play on words. Welcome back, Miss Dog Lover. Had a stupid accident and smashed up both my knees. Always some kind of drama with me. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, me too. Uh, I understand that. Nope, no poll tonight. Unless you guys unless we get a good discussion going, and then I'll throw one up for you guys. Nothing on my mind. I'm still really thinking about some of those pictures I found yesterday. Gray Hughes did a follow-up on Hannah's documentary. I thought his coverage on Delphi yesterday was pretty good. It's good to have the old Gray back for a little bit. Whether it was to woo Hannah or not, I still enjoyed it. What up, Ruckus? Ruckus in the house. Lakeside. Tax cut. Glitter bean. I think I missed Jari and Camaro Lover 73. Where you been? Been a minute. Ruckus Rocks in the house. Sorry, did you guys hear me crack my neck? That was pretty loud. That felt great. What's up, Jinx? Who'd I miss? Bird Blue? Sharon Parker. Hello. Jill Elaine. Oh, I may have missed Tattoo. Good to see you. How is everybody? You guys hanging out? Enjoying your Saturday? Tomorrow's Mother's Day. Don't forget. Hey, what's up, CD? Good to see you. Hope everything is well with you and the fam. Renee Moore Patton. Who's that? Who that? Who that? Who there? Hey, Marine. Jack Green. And Miss Thang, what's up? Nice. Rhonda's feeling good right now. Miss Dog Lover, good to see you. Maureen, Hybrid Pisces, Apple, and everybody else and everybody that I missed. What's up? This is a good picture. This looks like it's the Mirrors lot, right? Walking from the Mirrors lot, and I have a feeling that's the bench right there that Richard Allen walked over to the bridge, came back, sat down here. Girls came walking up this trail. Witness that saw him on the bridge was coming around this corner, didn't even notice him because these two girls had her attention, I think. She's like, oh, goes back to her car. Maybe even further down, even. But they still could have had her attention, or maybe she didn't even remember seeing. Maybe he was just sitting there ducking low. But I have a feeling right at this point, right here, when the girls walked up, he said something to them. Maybe. This is like more of like the whole lone wolf theory. And I'm really playing devil's advocate here because I really don't believe that theory, but I want to help you guys who do kind of work it out. Maybe you could win me over. You never know. I'm going to help you sell it. Good to hear, CD. Good. What's up, Sinbad? Shakespeare Witness said she saw BG near Freedom Bridge at 2:15, not 1:30. It's not what I heard. It's not the way I see it. I don't subscribe to that, so to speak. Bird Blue, what's up? Jamie, what's good, Jamie? Up, hide your burgers. So I thought this was a really good picture to kind of help explain that part or what I thought happened here. Shoot, he could have even been down the 505 right here a little bit, like a little ways. Like maybe 10, 15 feet. Just kind of walking down. So he probably followed that woman. So if this is a lone wolf theory, we'll just throw it out there, She's walking back this way, maybe a little ways, or back to her car, whatever. I think she may have went up. I think Julie Melvin walked it in like 11, 13 minutes from the Freedom Bridge all the way to the north end of the Monon High Bridge. It's about, if I remember correctly, anywhere between 11 and 13 minutes. I'm not 100%. But she could have easily, maybe she was there to get a workout. Some people walk fast. They're like just dipping out while the girls are taking their time, messing around on their phone, kind of going slow, waiting for her sister to leave. Like, why is my sister still there? Like, hold on. If they were going to meet somebody, but I guess that wouldn't play into the lone wolf. So maybe we'll pull that part out. What's up, Fig? Nice. Feeling all fat. Yeah, we had some ribs, some corn on the cob, some mashed potatoes, and some asparagus the other day. So I just finished off some of those leftovers. And I'm just letting you know, I've spent a lot of time, and I'm not saying I know everything about this case, but I think I have a pretty good understanding about it. And the more and more that I talk about this lone wolf theory, the more and more it does not roll off the tongue so easy. You know, it's hard to. Is there anybody in the chat that even agrees with that? How many of you people think that this is a lone wolf theory, it was not premeditated, and those girls were not targeted? If you believe this was a lone wolf attack, just punch one right in the chat. That way I know how much time I need to spend on this. Because the last time I was kind of looking around through comments and hearing what you guys were saying in the chat, a lot of you believe that. Nice. Good, man. Good. That's what I like to hear. So would this view be like a muddy track in February? Hey, I'm not the one to ask, but one thing I can tell you is that I think it did snow a few days prior, maybe even that morning. I'm not sure, but I know that there was talk of melted snow. Maybe somebody in the chat can correct me, but it is my understanding that it was quite muddy, and that's what makes me think also that the bridge guy slipped going down the hill, and that's when the girls they could have maybe they all slipped. You know, who knows? They all just slipped going down the hill, and that's when they made the run for it. Angela, hello. Sleuth, I watched another channel, a recap. I won't mention the name nor channel, but you mentioned him. I watched it and was really very good. I absolutely am convinced now Richard Allen isn't a lone wolf, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, this is what happens. Look, they released the Anthony shots. So people got excited and they said, this is some real information. They took law enforcement at their word, and I still believe that they should. But some people are just so quick to just jump from one stone to the next, when sometimes you need to find the stone that just has a few different pieces kind of popping out. So what happened was Keegan Klein pops up, everybody jumps on that, boom, you know. Then Richard Allen comes out, they popped right over there, and they just disregarded everything because in a way they kind of felt guilty. You know, they felt like a conspiracy theorist and they felt like this, but the truth is it's real. The information's real. You just got to you don't want to get too radicalized. You know what I mean? I've been there. You don't want to, like, it's good to be radical or whatever, but you don't want to be radicalized to a point where it's not radical, but radical. You know what I mean? You want to be radical, not radical. All right. We got some numbers coming through. All right. Lone Wolf, tax cuts like no. Me too, Lakeside. I think that's the good place to be. Leaning maybe from time to time. But as long as you guys put all that information in front of you, you'll be able to make a better decision. Sleuth, what do you feel about a highly likely defense strategy when it comes to the witnesses? And yeah, I still do not see Richard Allen as a lone wolf. Two big bad wolves weren't aiming at the same bridge. Um, I don't think they really need a strategy. It really depends on what evidence the prosecution has. Because I mean, if what we have now, in my opinion, and this is completely uneducated, I know nothing about law. I've never studied law. Well, I did, like, I read some stuff on law, stuff I've learned covering true crime, but do not um, take this as fact or expecting this as an expert opinion, because it's far from. But If he was a lone wolf, the thing is his face, or excuse me, their strategy would be, his face is covered. No, we don't have any real witnesses, do we? Right? Um, yeah, he could have been there, but that you can't prove that's him on the video, or they would have done that a long time ago. The sheriff's station is right next door to the CVS. You know how many? Remember Tobe saying, "Man, I know that voice." Yeah, it's because you get your damn Gatorade there every morning. You get your coffee there. You stop there on your way out to pick up a few items. And guess who's ringing you up, bud? So, I mean, they got a slam dunk if you ask me. If what they have is what we see, it would be no issue for them. Depending on the jury, you know. Hopefully the prosecution, if it goes to trial, which I don't think it will either. I think we're in the middle of them negotiating. So we might have a trial with maybe somebody else. Maybe new charges, maybe more arrests. I don't know. But if this does go to trial and everything is out on the table right now, and they didn't find anything in his home, they didn't find any DNA, they don't have any hidden witnesses, nobody um, tipped him in, like a family member. Let's say none of that happened. I think he has a 50-50 chance of walking. Oh, sorry. Hey, Cheeks, what up? Sleuth Intuition. Biggest problem with the lone wolf for me is that they said Anthony shots and plans to meet them at the bridge and the day point. Well, you got to remember, um, small town America, right? Just like these people who try to tie all these names together on Facebook. I mean, I do the same thing just to kind of take a second look, but honestly, it really doesn't mean anything. Small town America, friends are friends with these people, 7 degrees of bacon kind of deal, you know? Oh, hold on, guys. Let's put this on pause. We got what is this? Cindy. What's up, Cindy? Get your damn Gatorade there. Yeah, seriously. I know that voice. I know that voice. Hmm. It's like, come on, bro. For 6 years, you're looking this man in the face. See, this is how rants get started. I'm not going down that road. I just looked a rant in the eye and was like, no. You guys ever seen Friday? You want a piece of this, old man? No. All right, let's go back up top. That's too far. Sleuth Intuition. Biggest problem with the lone wolf for me is that they said Anthony Shots had plans to meet them at the bridge that day, point blank. Yeah, small town America. Everybody's connected. I think Kagan was casting out a large net in a small pond. There's a high percentage that him crossing paths and commenting and leaving that message for Libby is not, I don't think that it's not that unlikely, especially if you hear what he says in the interview transcript. Him and investigators have a conversation about this, and he says, he's all, I send out, I talk to 50 girls at a time. I just send out duplicate. And I think he even messaged her after. So he may have done that strategically. I don't know. But I think that was smart. Whoever said, hey, well, if you were messaging her before, you should continue messaging her. So whoever's idea that was is not the dumbest guy. I've seen dumber. We got another one. No. I think she meant uno. Two. Rhonda, 50-50. What's up, Brad? Lone wolf holdouts. Yep. I think I'm a holdout as well. I just don't want to overcorrect. You know what I mean? I don't want to be pulled towards that Anthony shots, then yanked back over here to Richard Allen, and then overshoot my landing, end up in the ocean. Crime to sleep says, "Yep, lone wolf." Cheek says KK said to the friend something along the lines of, "But she didn't show, or she canceled on me." I forgot the wording. I know he said, "OMG, I was supposed to meet her there," or something along those lines. I'm sure I have it. Sean, what's up? Hey, Sleuth, nice to see you on tonight. I'm cautious on the lone wolf, but not out of the possibility. Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to spend more time trying to. I just need one image of um, Richard Allen with somebody that's linked to this crime. That's it. I can't find it. I put in like an hour and a half yesterday of just looking at billiards and Facebook groups and websites, just kind of clicking and hoping. I did find something though. I guess I can pull that up. So I was checking the real estate for CVS and I found this website because I wanted to find some images that weren't readily available on Google. And believe it or not, guys, this is the very first image that popped up. And I am not shitting you. The very first thing I see when I click on this website is this. I went, no freaking way. I said, hey, that's Richard Allen. Now, if you guys want to check out that website, I left a link on my community page. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to click off there. Hey, Steve. The girl saw Richard Allen on the platform one like the woman, but decided to wait till he left, hiding behind some trees down below a bit. That's what Richard Allen didn't see them. Hey, that makes really good sense, Steve. That makes perfect sense. It's like they're kind of walking up to the bridge and they stop. They're like, oh shit, that's not Anthony Shots. That's freaking creepy Rick. Or creepy, that's some creepy guy. Looking like a damn ninja. Fucking trying to smuggle a midget in his jacket. I'm like, that's not our guy. So where do they go from there? They went straight to the trail though. That's the only problem that I have. I mean, why? I mean, why wouldn't he just get him there then? If that was the case, we know they didn't go to the Freedom Bridge. And if they can see him on the bridge, that means that he would have to walk off that platform and they would have a conflict there. Good point, but I don't think I think you made a good point, but I'm gonna have to think about that one. I think we would have seen a conflict a little bit earlier. Yeah, you guys need to go get that high quality HD image. Oh, here's the website, SAB. I think this is a real estate company um, who sold this building at one point to CVS. And Richard Allen is walking in this direction. He's going that way. And what's crazy is look at the Dairy Queen right here. I was bugged out. I was like, oh my God. And I think there's a McDonald's over here too. Like right here. So there's a McDonald's here. And then the police station is just like right up the street. Ridiculous. Yeah, I think is that it right here? This might be the courthouse. Might be the other way, but I think that might be it, right? Because you guys remember on the 8th, before this crime happened, a guy in a blue coat and his face covered with a white cloth robbed the gas station right across from the Carroll County Sheriff's Office. When I first saw that, I was bugging out. But then he was arrested later that day. That's why you guys got to do your due diligence. And I couldn't really find his car. I guess any one of these could be his vehicle. But yeah, there's the McDonald's. So I mean, it wouldn't hurt for maybe like a murder sheet or somebody to reach out, maybe talk with some of these people. Just call in and be like, "Hey, it's a good image." SAB is the company. If you go to that website, it's much clearer. Like this is awful. These are just screenshots. Richard Allen and one. Yeah, I do. That's what I believe. I don't think that is it's a lone wolf. I think that Keegan Klein and somebody related to them will be a connection to why Richard Allen was communicating with Keegan Klein and how he gained access to that profile. He's most likely what we read about in it, Keegan Klein's transcript. You remember where he's logging into the Anthony Shots profile? Because the only thing he logged into was Snapchat. And we all remember this was called the Snapchat murders for like a day. You know, they put a stop to that real quick. Anna says, when I ask about an odd or creepy man at the trails prior to the homicides, I mean, was such a guy hanging around the trails days, weeks, months before the crime? No, I just think it was him. I think they just saw him and just like the witnesses said, he was acting creepy. You know, kind of gave him a dirty look. So he was most likely really pissed off, motivated by something. Hopefully, we'll find out through the through his confession that hopefully he'll be compelled to provide. Analysis of a crime with CD, former law enforcement. Coincidences are high percentage when it comes to investigations. You have Keegan and Anthony Schott speaking to Libby about meeting. Then you have Richard Allen as most likely bridge guy. The puzzle will come together. Yeah, what's really crazy is I mean, do you maybe he didn't like go to fast food places. You know, he lived right up the street. Maybe he just went home for lunch. But I mean, wouldn't it be easy for him just to walk over to McDonald's or Dairy Queen? So I wonder if Kelsey remembers him. I wonder if these people that work around here, I haven't heard from any of these people. I think that's a gas station over here to the right. I wonder if anybody's asked Tobe, like, "Hey, man, you've you've been in the CVS how many times? I mean, come on, Mike, you know him, right? You have to know him. You had to have had a conversation with the man. I mean, he's walking around enough to get caught on this damn. Well, I don't know if it's random. Somebody that works in real estate was telling me that sometimes they'll ask one of the workers to come out, just so it's not like an empty street or something. They'll just have them walking. Let me pull up that website real quick. For some reason, that image is just so pixelated. Man, I got to get a new mouse, huh? This just like click, click. It's starting to get on my nerves. All right, here we go. Yeah, if you guys want the link, I mean, I guess one of the mods, if you have access to it, it's in my community page. If you guys want to go there, you can just grab it. Crazy, huh? That was the first thing I seen when I pulled it up. Trey Bazaar. Yeah, I could see that, Cole. Outside of the grid, there is a remote probability that there very well could have been two sets of evil chasing the girls on the bridge that day. I agree, because I do believe that there was a chase. And it's hard to really explain that flow from the south end of the bridge to how and why they crossed it without going into really like detail of what took place. But I do believe they crossed that creek for sure. That could be why he was muddy, muddy and bloody, slipping all over the mud, chasing somebody. I think he fell. I think he slipped right there, right off that south end. You know, once he got their attention and had them, and we heard all that audio and everything that we heard, I think shortly after that, they all fell down that hill, like on their butt. And then they separated. The two, they were gone. Thanks again for that, Cindy. Thank you for your support. Anna says the most important thing I got from the Shakespeare documentary was Libby's online presence. Yeah, she used the word exposed. But I mean, every time you let your children outside, they're exposed. I mean, who should really get the blame, right? The kids who are exposed and the parents who sometimes aren't able to protect them, or these fucking creeps that go online and target them. Nice. All right, let me zip down. Here's Fig. Here's a thought. Since I'm free to be crazy here, there are two voices on the phone recording. They know one voice is Richard Allen and they know KK was elsewhere that day, so they are stuck. Yeah, and I agree with you. I know where you're pointing, that's where I'm leaning, but I don't want to jump on that yet. I don't like talking too much about the whole TK angle cuz there's just nothing solid there. And that's just the truth. It's very very slim. I mean, there's plenty to make your own judgment on some things, but as far as the Delphi case, no, there's just not enough. But man, it would only take like a one person to fill that bag to the top. Just somebody with some inside information. Like, yeah, I was with them that day. They were together or something crazy. But I just haven't seen it. I don't know. Let's pull up the audio that I put together. This is from like early released audio. I went out and found the best samples that I could find. And this is what I came up with. And then I also have the audio from the documentary handy right here, and we'll listen to that as well.
Guys, downhill.
Can you guys hear that?
Guys, downhill. 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 Guys,
Yep. Thank you, Beach.
downhill.
Appreciate you.
Guys, downhill. 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 Guys, downhill.
Yeah, it would be really hard for me to say. I mean, to me, they don't sound the same. But I don't think people sound the same when they're making certain moves. Let's say he's been drinking, and let's say he's taking a big step, and he had just exhaled all of his air from his lungs, and he's saying "guys," and it just comes out different. But yeah, I mean, he doesn't even sound like the same person, honestly. It sounds like a younger person.
Guys, downhill. Guys, downhill. Guys,
Well, maybe not like a younger person. Now, let me turn my headphones up real quick.
downhill. Guys, downhill. Guys, downhill. Guys, downhill. Guys, downhill.
Okay, this is what I think happened. I think that I think they took place at different parts of the conversation, not a whole long time in between, of course, but I'm thinking that the guys is a more casual approach, and that is where he's going to be presenting the weapon, his tool to gain that control. Because I mean, just to get them down, I guess when he was trying to get them down the hill, right? Just to get them down there, he's going to need something to convince them, or they're going to laugh at him. Like what? So they're walking, they're filming him, and before they know it, he's like, I think guys is like his way of saying, like, look at this, look what's in my hand. And then they're like, oh, gun. He's got a gun or something, along those lines. And then there's obviously something that goes on, maybe for another 5, 10, maybe even 15 seconds right here. Maybe they go all the way back towards the Weber and then walk back. And then they're like, well, where do you expect us to go? And he's like, go down, get down the hill or go down the hill. And there's the reason they don't want to show what happened on that video, because maybe the gun wasn't enough. I'm sure there might have been, like during a robbery, a lot of times you'll get hit with the weapon, you'll get punched, someone might get attacked. So there's most likely something like that as well. And that's as far as we're going to go, I think, on that. Sorry, I had to skip a whole bunch of comments. I don't like to put it on slow motion, so I might, from time to time, I'm going to miss a whole big group. But I want to stay with the chat as much as I can. Sleuth Intuition, I have a thought about the Richard Allen photo at CVS. I'm listening. I work in advertising. It's possible they asked him to pose for that photo. He looks like he's posing in a photographer's walk pose. Yes, it was you, Todd. You left a comment, I think, on my community post. Thank you. See, I like that kind of input. Feedback and input. Johnny Five. I really wonder what else is on that recording. Probably not a whole lot. It's probably a physical altercation and then some small talk. Like, dude, like, what's going on? He's like, and maybe he's even confused. Like, oh shit. Like, no, go that way. We need to go this way. Go get down that hill. Like, and man, just think about it. This guy's obviously. This is why I don't think it's a lone wolf. I mean, and let's cut Kagan out of there. Gone. You know, I don't recommend doing that. But I'm just saying, hey, we don't have a solid connection yet, right? Cut him out. Boom, he's out of the picture. Just like Doug Carter said, cut his head off. You know, from here to here, from R to A. It still seems premeditated. Even the witness said, "I thought it was strange. He was wearing all this clothes." He didn't say. She didn't say, "Oh, he was wearing like a big jacket." She said a big jacket and all this clothes. People want to talk about the details. Like she made it seem like he was geared up. Like strange. She remembered that. Imagine all the witnesses that were out there that probably don't even remember seeing him, but walked right by him. Just wiped from their memory the second he leaves the horizon. Well, gone, never happened. Because they're on their phone, they're taking photographs. They got to go take a pee. They're like, hurry up, let's go, let's go. They're not thinking about everybody that's walking by them at every moment of every second. D. Carter, welcome. We got a new member. Welcome to the Sleuth Crew. We'll send out a members only Discord link later on in the day for all you new members. And we will get together not this Wednesday because I should be hanging out with Mal and helping her out with what she's doing with the Florifiers. So I've been invited to partake. So I can't wait to get more details on that. When I have them, I'll share them. But we'll figure something out for members next week for sure. Anna says, I always thought guys and down the hill sounded like questions. Latest official version is guys. Then a girl says, he's got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe down the hill was a command after the gun was seen. Well, the reason I believe it is guys, then the gun, and then some chatters, because we heard early on some communication on Facebook from some of the family members. They didn't give us everything. They were just like, hey, this is what happened, this and that. They shared a little details here and there. And if you go take a look at those details, you can kind of piece it together a little better.
Guys, down the hill. 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 Guys.
All right, let's listen to the one from the documentary now. Yeah, that sounds like Richard Allen. Okay, so going with Fig's theory here, it's starting to make sense. Think about it. They didn't release the other piece of the audio until the new direction presser, right? But somebody would have to explain why Doug Carter came out on a stage in front of all national media, local media, social media, um, family, everybody, right? The world, and said, listen to this voice. This is not two separate people. This is one person that you're hearing. Like, if he ever made anything clear, it was that. Hold on. Todd said, I did leave a comment on your community post. That was a good one, man. Thank you. D says, I think there's walkie talkies being used and made the first part of him demanding Abby and Libby. Yeah, that might be. I don't know if I hear it in the audio, but I wonder if there's a small detail like that captured on the video. Maybe they walk over towards the Weber property and he chimes in on his little walkie talkie, like, well, where are you? And he's like, down the hill. I don't know. These are all just theories and uh, speculation. Or maybe it was the FBI disguised as the advertising company. That's ridiculous. Maybe it was Bigfoot riding on top of a drone controlled by Elon Musk. Hey, Purdue. Why didn't law enforcement arrest Ron Logan for probation violation? He had guns, right? It's a good question. Yeah, they didn't arrest him until I think the 27th when he got caught drinking again. Like, he didn't learn from this situation. On the 27th, he got busted, and that's when um, when he really got in trouble. So he got caught drinking again. Not saying that has anything to do with him being a bad guy. He's just a habitual offender. Some people are stubborn. I would know nothing about that. Rhonda, I only know of maybe a couple people that have thought that, but us, that looks like a bwahaha. It's all I can hear, though. Analysis of a crime with CD, just thinking about the girls makes me tear up. Hey, CN, good to see you. CN red flags. Yes, I agree. It totally seems premeditated. I agree. Why is he parking at the CVS building? Man, he seemed. I just feel like people are just so quick to underestimate others. You know what I mean? I mean, think about it. The guy got away for 6 years, and he did a lot of meddling. He did a lot of Murdoch shit. If you think about it, like, he got his hands in there early. It seems like he had a strategy. But as far as the crime, backing into the CVS or CPS, sorry, maybe coming from the CVS, I don't know. But he backed into the CPS building right around 127, which is very odd because the girls wanted to leave at 1:30. This is why the timeline matches up perfectly. And they can prove it with video, apparently. Now, this is my source on this information is a PCA. So boom, and I might get some of it wrong, just freestyling this. 127 they got, and they don't say it's Richard Allen. They say a vehicle similar to the one that he owned. Now, why couldn't they see who's in that car? And why didn't they have that video when they were writing up a probable cause for Ron Logan. Do you think they did that behind their backs, or was it in cooperation? That's a question for law enforcement that's in the house. But yeah, I mean, he's backing in there. He's obviously walking quickly, right? So from 1:30 to, I'm gonna say, let's see, from 1:30 to like 1:40, he's at the bridge. They said he was walking with purpose. Julie Melvin did it, I think, in 11 minutes or something. But if he's running and he's going quickly, gets there at 1:27, lets the girls know, like, hey, here's Anthony Shots. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be on the south end of the bridge. And they're like, oh, okay, we gotta go. And that's why it was stuck in everybody's head at 1:30, because they were like, okay, he's there at 1:30. We gotta go. That might have been a time they were throwing around for Kelsey, Becky, and all that, her whole family. Oh, we need to leave by 1:30. Why? Because that's when he said he was going to be there. And where is he going to be at? The other side of the bridge. If that's the way it went down, it's premeditated. He's running by potential witnesses. And if what the witness says that saw him on the bridge, if what she says is true, that would have been the perfect opportunity for him to commit a crime, a lone wolf opportunistic crime. They were alone right there. He knew that. He saw the entirety of the trails, and the witness said there was nobody else parked there when she pulled in. Of course, Kelsey sees her car when she pulls in. Why not attack her? Because he's waiting for somebody. Either he's waiting for somebody that he recognizes, or he's waiting for them to make that Snapchat post. Remember the one where she's on the bridge? Like, prove it to me. Prove to me that you're on the bridge. Where are you? Here, I'm going to take, you got Abby taking her time. She's really scared. She's like, man, what do you got? What are we doing? Like, she's got her friends back. And that's why they say that she's stuck by her side. Not anything to do with like the crime or all that, but because she was there to get her back. She didn't want to be on that bridge. That's why you always see Libby taking photos like all the way further down the bridge. She's already, oh, this is easy for me. She's an athlete. She's probably not afraid of heights. She's done it before. She's like, you can do it. You can do it. Maybe even just documenting, like showing her friends, like, look, you remember, like Abby always saying that she's never going to come on the bridge or whatever. There could be a million things. But when it comes to the killer, it doesn't matter why they're taking those photos. He could be just sitting there waiting for them. And think about it. What happened with Kagan Klein? At 8 a.m. in the morning in his house, his father's home, he's logging into the Anthony Shots account on two separate devices, logging in and out of one and logging in to another at 8 a.m. Maybe that's the only connection. That's it. Maybe Kagan didn't take part in any of the planning, nothing. He was there to give this guy this phone. And maybe he's given a couple phones with the same information on them. So when he gets to Vegas, see, what do you do when you hit that Vegas? It puts you in reverse. The freak are you doing in Vegas right after this crime? Looking up the Delphi case, looking up factoids about DNA and IP addresses, amongst other things, hanging out with your pops, trying to buy some working girls with your father. Hey, that's a little strange. I don't know about you guys, but hey, that's just a little bit weird. And then to top all that off, he tells, and I don't know if this is true. This is what he told investigators. You can read it for yourself in his interview transcript. He said, I was trying to hook up a drug deal for my big drug dealer buddy. Who the hell? Nobody's that dumb. Nobody is that dumb. Nobody's setting up a big drug deal on Craigslist. I'm sorry. It's not happening. All right, we're going to finish out in the chat, guys. See what you have to say. Todd says if the girls did communicate on social media that they were on their way and arriving at the bridge, law enforcement will obviously know that and agrees with CD and Ruckus. Yeah, the go part. And I think that's from all that bass. Let's listen to it again. Yeah, and that kind of brings me back to what Fig said. Like, why not just add that other part in there from the beginning? Did they just not look at it enough? Did they ponder on it? You know, were they being quick to just get something out there and quick to conceal other parts without really considering it? Hey, Cold Truth, how you doing? Where do you stand on all this? Lone wolf or not? Do they have enough evidence to convict Richard Allen with what we know? Hey, what's up, bees? Good to see you. Gladys Kravitz. Yeah, two of the greats. Hey, what's up, Vertigo? Andy Pam. Hey, Teresa. Good to see you. How are you? D. Spalding. Hello. V. Think I missed you earlier. Sorry. Purdue has a comment here. Libby was already groomed. Maybe he said he loved her just the way she was. She was sporty, not a girly girl type, so maybe she would not dress up to meet. Yeah, like we have no clue. And I do believe from the 3rd to the 12th, there was a grooming process. Not because I'm speculating, but because law enforcement was speculating. They said, "Hey, between the 10th and the 15th, this time when you would have been a grooming process leading up to the murders are deleted. The only thing you've ever deleted from your own personal phone on Kagan Klein's phone was from the 10th of February to the 15th when the grooming would have taken place." So, I mean, who was really the mastermind behind this? Was somebody using his phone? Was somebody hanging out over there with them? Hey, let me use your phone. Like, hey, I need access. And then he needs his own access. Okay, here we'll take this old phone. Something happened between the 3rd and the 12th that we have no clue about. Hey, what's up, Tech Death? Good to see you. Jamie, hello. Always a pleasure. Haven't seen you chatting too much. And we got Digi. Cold Truth says Lone Wolf, but I don't have much to stand on with my assumption. Well played. So you're leaning towards Lone Wolf, but you're pretty much in the middle. Yeah, we were talking about that early on in the stream where you want to be radical, but you don't want to be radical. You know what I mean? I think somewhere in between is where you want to be right now, especially with what we know. A lot of information withheld in this case, which is the lure, I'm sure. When you don't have facts, what do you have? Speculation. Don't blame me, bro. Terracita says no evidence to support anyone else being involved in the actual murders. Yeah, and I don't know if they were too specific on that. They said we believe others may be involved. And I don't know. Is that people are making a case for Ron Logan? I blame the FBI. Who knows? So maybe they had to go in another direction from that. There's just nothing pointing at Ron Logan. I don't think there's anything pointing at Tony Klein. But we know for a fact that there's plenty pointing at Kagan Klein, his connection, him talking to the girls the day before. Everything fits with him. Now, all we got to do is make the connection between a Kagan Klein and a Richard Allen. We might know a little bit more. So if you guys can help with that, don't send it to me. The tip line's in the description. Case is still very active, unless things have changed. I don't know. But I think we caught up on the chat. Todd says once all is revealed in court, we'll all get it and likely freak out. Yeah. That's what Alex told me. He said he didn't really know anything that's going on. He says, gut. It's like, yeah, man, something's going on in the summertime. Hopefully that is Richard Allen, their main suspect that's in custody. Hopefully he tells them what happened, who's all involved. Why did you do it? Like, why would you do this, man? Like, what in the hell were you thinking? Like, what was wrong with what could have been so bad that you did that, man? It's almost like how could you? Like, you at least tell us that. At least tell the world and tell the family, why did you do that? And if he was involved, speaking of Richard Allen, the guy in custody, now he hasn't been charged yet. So basically, he's the accused. If he did do that and him pleading innocent and not just admitting what he did. Man, that's really bad. Like, there's no soul there. Like, how do you just not let it all out? It's like you were planning for this too. You're like, okay, I knew this day would come. This is phase 2. And these weirdos can play people in real time. So you gotta be, that's why you gotta have that discernment. You gotta know what that is. You gotta use it. Trust your gut too. But on that note, guys, here, let me pull up tonight's thumbnail. We're going to hang out tonight if you want to. True crime call in. Made a little flyer. A little quick little flyer. Little something, something. You know what I'm saying? Vertigo Sleuth, I'll charge my phone. If you call in Vertigo, I'm going to freaking kick myself in the face. You better get your audio right. Because I love what you say and I want you to call in, but man, we just can't do that. You got to figure that out. And it seemed like more of like a connection issue with you. Because when your audio was coming through, the audio sounded great. Video was good. Just seemed like there was something, maybe like a bandwidth issue or something. I'm not sure. All right, guys, hit the like button on the way out. I'll probably let the chat roll for another 5 minutes and then we're going to bounce. So I appreciate it. If you're part of the replay crew, remember, just like always, leave a comment. Peace.